George Kilpatrick Inspiration for the Nation, celebrating people we feel good about. We got two founding members of the Good Time Gang Cigar Club. They are recent recipients of the Central New York Community Foundation's Black Equity and Excellence Fund, a fund that is dedicated to supporting Black owned and operated entities in the community. And they just recently announced, by the way, another $1 million to support the Black owned and operated entities within the community. We're pleased to be joined by Jay Scrappy Jordan and Joe Bryant of the Good Time Cigar Club. So let's talk about how the club got started and why you started the club.
Hey, how you doing, George? First of all, thank you for having us both.
Good to see you, bro.
Yes, definitely. We are the Good Time Gang Cigar Club Syracuse chapter.
Yes.
The Good Time Gang was actually founded in Washington, D.C. By a gentleman named Mark Jackson. Not the Mark Jackson in our club today, but Mark Jackson, who is a man of Omega Psi Phi.
Okay.
And, the premise was they used to go down to Shelley's Backdoor Cigar Club. A lot of guys used to go hang out. And they always had a good time. And when people used to come there to try to find out where they were like, we're the guys that are always having a good time. And they put them in the back, so they're in the back. So Mark took that name and he moved forward and decided to start a cigar club for individuals from all different walks of life to come together and to relax, enjoy, have some shenanigans, talk some trash, and smoke cigars. And then that's how it started. Now, what we've gone from that point is in 2017, the cigar club in the Dwayne Owens' backyard, we started the chapter here. And from that inception, we've gone from just a cigar club to now individuals who have more consciousness. And put it this way, we always had consciousness and awareness, but what we did was just got together to smoke cigars. And now we do a little more now. We do more conscious efforts in various things based on our members. And, we move forward from there. Anything you want to add to that, Joe?
No, that's right on point.
Joe, what was your interest in connecting with Scrap, Jay Jordan, and getting this together?
So me and Scrap had already had a relationship for a number of years. A lot of our interactions were tailored around cigar smoking. And just, over the years, in Syracuse being upstate, there's not a lot of Black social kind of, outlets, right? So the ability to share a cigar and conversate over it and then include others really kind of like sparks a lot of good conversation. And especially when you've got people like-minded, a lot of, business or entrepreneurial-minded folks. Folks who are civically engaged, folks who are socially, promote activism. We just, looked at how we could bring more cigar smokers together. And I mean, that's really what it was based around. I think a lot of our brand doesn't show what we really actually do. And not to say that was our intention, but so many things have come out of, a group of men just sharing experiences and sharing, wisdom with each other.
And it's interesting. So I want to get to two of those things. So first of all, you said group of men started it, but you obviously have a lot of women who are now part of the Good Time Gang Cigar Club. But what are the things that you said it was so much more than that. So what is it much more than what we appear to see?
Yeah, absolutely. It's funny because we started a cigar club. Then we started to have 3 major functions a year. It started with a golf tournament, our Seersucker, and then Black Friday with a 3. And that came out of the group just getting together and then saying, what could we bring to Syracuse that they really don't see a lot? Joe and I travel a great deal, and we've been to a lot of different events. And through those different events and other organizations that we're involved in, we said, it would be very nice to bring some of that back home to Syracuse. So that was our first premise on a breakout, a little different from the cigar, but that still kept some of the cigar smoke together, even with those events. Then that following year, what really brought some things to light about, let's start talking about health and wellness for Black men and women, was I had a very scary health devastation. Let's put it that way.
What year was that, Scrap?
That was 2018. It was November 23rd. It was, matter of fact, we were doing our first Black Friday, and it was November 23rd. We were setting up. It was a regular day. And I actually had an aortic dissection. My aorta exploded. And, I was rushed to the hospital. And I thought when I was going to the hospital that I would be back in about an hour. And I told everybody, have a good time, get this party started, give the peoples what they want on the way out with my thumb in the air on the gurney. Come to find out, when they asked me what the next day was, I told them it was November 23rd. And they said, no, it's December 18th. So I was in a coma for that long period of time, induced coma. And then after coming out of recovery, I had to go through various steps to get back. And just not only myself, after that happened to me, then a couple of other individuals in the club had some issues. We started thinking about how maybe could we have helped people understand how to detect things earlier, how to prevent, how to do things in moderation. I know you say, well, you're in a cigar club and you had an aorta. Even with that, I had to learn how to moderate and make sure I modified and did everything in moderation as I moved forward and not overdid anything. So in life, you learn that off the rip. But as we talked about that, our group also started talking about how we help each other move forward. We had a lot of younger members that as a group, we've helped in various positions throughout the city. We have individuals who ran for different offices, and we've helped them move forward. So then we started sitting back and saying, man, we might be a little more than just a cigar club. And even with the individuals we have, how can we wrap this up? And not only for us, but for the community as well. And that's what sparked us and some of our ventures moving forward.
And so what was the next part of how you moved forward?
Yeah, so to Scrap's point, the consciousness around, so if you think, we're setting up for an event, one of our major events is the first one. We're setting up at the Most Museum, and our leader goes out, right? So that brings a real heightened level of, consciousness around health. So from that, and it didn't start immediately, took, some months for us to really, start to think about how we can become healthier while, we're smoking cigars, right, as a part of our lifestyles. So we started like some internal health challenges within the group. 2 years ago, we started a health challenge where just a weight loss thing, and we had a bunch of members, lose a lot of weight. So that kind of just got us to go, started to think about what other things we could do internally for our membership.
Without stopping smoking cigars, right?
Correct.
Okay.
And that's to say, George, a lot of things, almost everything in this world with indulgence is bad for you, right?
Right.
But in this case, the thing is really about how do we continue a lifestyle that is in moderation, but also promote a healthier lifestyle. So granted, it goes right into those health challenges, but what really sparked is how we could provide more information and programming for our internal membership base. And then provide, doing that, we said, okay, this is a lot of good stuff, right? And this is how we got to the health, wealth, and family. But in doing that, we said, okay, we should be providing the same information or programming to the general public. And this is what got us to applying for a grant and trying to provide the same information we're providing our internal members to the general public as a way. And I think we just see it as a demand. A lot of folks just don't know how to be healthy.
Right.
There are folks that don't smoke cigars who, lead a real unhealthy lifestyle just with food or not being active.
And so what grant did you apply for?
We applied for the Black Equity and Excellence Grant. We were awarded $10,000 for our self health, wealth, and family initiative. And those three kind of components. Health, obviously, trying to make sure that folks understand how to lead a healthier lifestyle. Wealth, and this kind of came from our membership base. We're about 50 or so members, but half of them are really in a stage in their careers where they're either going to make the most money or, in earning years, or they're kind of declining out of it. So we want to show them how, to retain some of that wealth and invest it. Along with that, we promote, a really productive, kind of lifestyle, in the sense where family is a huge component of it. So a lot of us struggle, especially Black men who grew up not having fathers, or in, lower income environments. A lot of folks don't know how to maintain or promote a healthy family. So those are kind of three kind of functions where we think could make some impact, not just with our members, but to the larger public.
What is the grant going to allow you to do that you wouldn't normally do?
Well, I mean, it allows us to provide all of this information in those three focus points to the larger public, and just not our members.
So in addition to the Seersucker sundresses and cigars event and the Black Friday and all that, so you're going to actually have these other events to go along with those as well?
Yeah, we've actually had one already. So we did a health forum with.
Oh yeah,
yes,
was that not the mental health? Was it?
No. It was more about, well, this is how I look at it. Mental health is involved with healthy eating and things of that nature, right, that all coincides with each other. Yes. I had something. Mm-hmm. Oh my ducky. So we had an event. We had about 50 attendees at the event. Mike Atkins came and did the event, and he did a hell of a job. And he broke down just different components on how, what, why you eat various things, and how different foods deal with your mental aspect on life and how you move forward. And I thought that was outstanding. So we brought him in to do that. So we rented a facility at the Salt City to do it, brought him in, had him in, took care of his expenditures and things of that nature. And that was before we even got the grant. So we plan on doing things of that nature and even more. And that's where the money will help us move forward and keep doing those programs.
All right. So what is coming up next for the GTG?
Well, I mean, we got the Black Friday, which is that Friday after Thanksgiving. We usually kind of host a party at one of the, the larger venues, DJ entertainment. And it's more so kind of, it's an outlet for a lot of family come back to Syracuse, who, live, Charlotte, Atlanta. And that Friday is just a way to come in and, get back engaged or see folks you haven't seen in a long time. But that's our next biggest event. It's usually a sellout, 300 plus people. Mm-hmm. We've held it at the Treasury, the Most, the Marriott.
I get the impression that as Syracusans, you're native, Joe, that you want to elevate the Cuse experience for what people experience when they go to the bigger cities. That's what I sense from this.
Absolutely. We want them also, even if they don't get out to go to other places, we want to bring those places here for them to experience. Right. So when they see it on TV or on social media, they say, "Oh, I understand what that is. I know exactly what that's about." And we also want to bring a sense of like chic elegance to our younger, our middle, and our elderly individuals. And I think I'm closer to the middle elderly now, and so I'm part of that group as well. But I really enjoy the whole concept of how we got together and where we've evolved to, and how we have from young, medium, and older. I won't say old, but we are probably from like 25 to 65 in our group, and it's a really powerful thing. And, sometimes it's a little frustrating on both parts. We don't really understand all the lingo with the sales, and they don't understand when we talk about the microfiche and things of that nature. But at the end of the day, we all can learn. We learn from each other, and we help each other grow and develop. And to your point, too, February, we're looking at doing another health initiative as well, too.
What is and how do its membership? Is it a private club or is it open to membership? How do people who smoke cigars or not become members of the GTG?
Yes, it's definitely a private membership club. But what we do is we relax, socialize, and sit and meet people. And from there, we actually invite them to the club. Okay. Now we also have a membership committee now who have developed a new application system and process so that people can go through, and we're looking to bring in some young blood to help us along the way, because the organization can't keep growing if it's just keep getting old.
That's great. All right. Well, listen, congratulations on winning a grant from the Central New York Community Foundation Black Equity and Excellence Fund to do the work that you want to do in the community. But the bottom line is, in addition to doing that work, y'all are about having fun, and let's not get it twisted. That's what it's all about, right?
Absolutely. Absolutely. Because you got to, and one thing I always say, when you come to that door, you leave all your baggage outside. Come and relax, have a good time, because we are the good time gang. And we like to give the peoples what they want. Give the peoples what they want.
I would ask for what are some good cigar recommendations. I don't even know but go ahead.
I just got back from a cruise, and I was able to get a Ponticus Series D number 4, which is my favorite cigar in the world. And there are so many different cigars, and every time we talk about them, depending if you like light, if you like medium, if you like Robusto, if you like a Connecticut wrap, or if you like a flavored or infused, there's a lot of different things. But just come on down one weekend and we can go through the whole gamut.
Sounds like a plan.
And I want to, before you go to George, I really want to say thank you for everything that you're doing. I know sometimes you might not know that we all do appreciate you, because you're one of the longest running jokers still around. And I just want to say, I really appreciate it. I love what you're doing. Keep doing it, man. We're going to always support you. And that love just goes from us to you. And I want to say thank you again.
I appreciate that. That's James Scrap Jordan. Jay Scrap Jordan, as well. He got a lot of names, that brother. But we know him as Scrap. Scrap yes, Jordan. Joe Bryant, Good Time Gang, GTG, recipients of the Central New York Community Foundation's Black Equity and Excellence Fund. Look for them. Their next event is Black Friday, the day after Thanksgiving, in case y'all forgot. Look for some information about that. And then also the health and wellness workshops to come. Brothers, keep up the good work.
Thanks a lot, George. Appreciate
you.
Give
the peoples what they want.
All the time. And keep that S on the people.
Inspiration for the nation.